I'm Liz Chamberlain and I was a volunteer in the London 2012 Olympic opening ceremony. I got involved because my dad loved the Olympics. He sadly died during the 2004 Summer Olympics, so when the opportunity came up to volunteer, I thought, why not? I fully expected to be wearing some kind of white lycra and maybe carrying a flag or maybe even waving it. Imagine my surprise after 2 auditions going to the very first dress rehearsal that actually I was going to be a suffragette. That just felt amazing. I met 49 other women who also thought it was amazing. I knew about suffragettes, I knew about that history, but I didn't know very much about it. We had the pleasure to meet Helen Pankhurst, the great granddaughter of Emmeline Pankhurst, who then shared all of her knowledge with us. And so throughout that whole process of rehearsing, kind of learning much more about the history, and that really had a kind of long-term impact on me. The actual ceremony was incredible. The rehearsing was amazing. It rained every single time we rehearsed. I think it only didn't rain on the day of the actual on the 27th of July. The experience was incredible, meeting like-minded, very positive people, made friendships for life, which I think probably all volunteers will tell the same story. I guess I hadn't expected to stay involved after the Olympics, so I stayed involved with that group of women. We started volunteering through Helen with Care International. We worked on International Women's Days projects, started doing Walk in Her Shoes, which then became an event called March for Women, which happens every year, and just really began to kind of feel that this was like a really important part of my life. I'd always been involved in primary education as a teacher educator, but subsequently I found my work moving into learning and working much more in girls' education. So I currently work in Zimbabwe, working with 13,000 young women back into education. I also work in Sierra Leone. And then in December, I became a professor of primary education. And it's fair to say that none of that would have happened if I hadn't been part of that Olympic event.